it's a tough picture, you know, and maybe it's a picture that doesn't necessarily appeal to women under 25 and over 20. You know what I'm saying? The women, the females in the audience maybe doesn't appeal to them as much as it appeals to younger men or older men. I don't know. I just make what I thought was right with it.
American Masters is made possible by a major grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and the financial support of viewers like you, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Marilyn M. Simpson Charitable Trust, the Marjorie Carr Adams Charitable Trust, and Rosalind P. Walter. Additional funding for this program was provided by Giorgio Armani, saluting the spirit and achievement of American Masters.
They shot me! Oh, help me! They shot me!
Hi. Just put the difference in size and put a little more blood on it, and we'll do one last one. Let's print that anyway. We need at least 2 more takes. What I think is happening is that you come in, and it's like so, leaning onto it, and Chris runs in, gets a chair. Yeah, you get him onto the chair like so, you know, like this, whatever. I think he's got to sort of start collapsing is what's happening from loss of blood. They're starting to faint. And he just doesn't care where he is, against any wall. This happens to be the place, and the kid brings a chair out, you know? I just know it from what I saw in the streets. And when I saw it, when I lived it, I always said, well, that's the way it should be on film. I mean, you never see that in a film, or you know, it's like, how can I say it? That was the reality I knew. And when I got a chance to make films, that's the reality I put onto the film.
I'm standing here. You make the move. You make the move. It's your move. I'll try it, you.
Don't do it. If you do, you'll be sorry. You'll be very sorry because I'll drench you. I will. I'll pour it all in your head. Having some fun. Never had this much fun before. That's right. Good old-fashioned, all-American fun.
Excuse me, I just... Oh, my God. 22 apples, take 5. Mark.
They shot me! They shot me! They shot me!
I think he creates on the set an atmosphere for actors particularly, which is very relaxed and very creative and very real. He really somehow manages to make this world come alive.
Good idea. Good idea. Great. That's what you do. It was in the script, wasn't it? That was just a test. That was to see if you're reading the script. Somebody's got to.
He's totally in control, and everybody is secure because he's so well prepared with everything. I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing all the time. You can really feel it.
Don't let him in. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. And the kid is not listening. And the kid comes running back, takes aprons, and you stay back here, I think. I got to see. I'm not sure. I mean... Yeah?
All right, so you're on it, right? Hey, Henry, close the... Door now. Don't let him in here.
Right.
I'm going to swear on that.
Yeah, sure.
Close the door. Don't let him in.
Then when he's taking away the ambulance seat, he's some jerk. You wasted aprons on this guy.
Marty's very, very honest with the way people talk in real life, in real circles in pockets of life. There's a society that Marty, speaks of and speaks for accurately, and it's funny and it's violent. It's violent and it's funny, and they're juxtaposed so rapidly that sometimes you don't know whether to scream or whether to laugh. And Raging Bull was that way, Taxi Driver was that way, Goodfellas.
They stop me, Al! Al! They stop me! They stop me!
Henry, shut the door. Shut the door.
That was the first time I'd ever seen anyone shot.
Jeez, can't have that in here.
Go on.
I can't have that in this joint.
I remember feeling bad about the guy, but I also remember feeling that maybe Tootie was right. I knew Paulie didn't want anybody dying in the
Henry,
building.
you're a real jerk. You wasted 8 aprons on this guy. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. I gotta toughen this kid up.
Martin was born in Corona in 1942. When he was 6 years old, we moved out of there. So we came back to Elizabeth Street because on account of he had asthma.
He didn't do too much activities because of his condition. He used to be laid up in bed for 2-3 days. He would draw little pictures, and every sequence that he was going to do was in those things there, which he still has. And they were great.
He couldn't play like other kids, and that used to really, he was sad for that reason. He couldn't do these things, and he wanted to play, he wanted to get out, especially when it would snow. He wanted to get out and play in the snow like other kids, but he couldn't. He used to watch from behind the window. I used to feel sorry for him.
It was a very tough area, and it's a matter of surviving in a place like that. And, the strongest are the ones that survive in that way. And if you're not that strong, having had asthma as a kid, you have to find another way of dealing with it, which is using your head and getting a good sense of humor about it. And actually getting involved with the church at the time, getting involved, going to the parochial school around the corner on Mott Street, St. Patrick's Old Cathedral.
Marty was an altar boy. He was an altar boy at a time when the liturgy was tremendously dramatic. Can you imagine a young boy in the 6th grade, 7th grade, at midnight mass on Christmas, in this very large church with this absolutely mind-boggling, beautiful sanctuary, with these magnificent statues and magnificent organ, and at midnight mass, it has to be just overwhelming.
Cathedral College to become a priest, which he didn't make it. I don't know why. Maybe it was for Latin or something, but he didn't make it. He decided to go to NYU. He majored in English and could have been a teacher as an English teacher, but he didn't want that. He says to me that he was going into films. He got in with the Segmanusian and all the clique, and he loved it. I said, all right, you want to do that? I said, but it's a tough field, I told him, Marty. It's not a field that you think, like English, you go and you get become a professor and you teach English. This is altogether different ball game. Boys, I'm going to try it.
Well, Haig Manoogian was the professor at New York University in the undergraduate division. And he just started talking and lecturing very quickly, speaking very fast, with a great deal of energy, talking about the history of film, and starting way back in the 1890s. And I found it, I was sort of taken by him at that point because of that much energy and because of that much love of the subject matter. And he didn't necessarily show you how to use a camera, but he was the one who gave you the inspiration to make the pictures. And if you were crazy enough to think you're going to make a movie, he was the one who inspired you.
Hi. See this tie? $20. See the shoes?
$50. See this suit? $200. See this car? $5,000. On a ride? Come on.
I looked